The Blasphemous Blade is the Elden Ring easy mode weapon. It is a great sword, which is one of the best weapon classes. It has a high damage Ash of War that also has range, and it grants the user healing effects to keep them alive and fighting longer. The Blasphemous Blade is so good that we literally had an earthquake in the middle of a boss fight, and I still won it handily. First, this is a right guard remembrance weapon. So anyone going for the Platinum Trophy or an all remembrance run will have access to this weapon through normal gameplay progression. If the Dark Moon Greatsword is the Magic Special Greatsword, and the Golden Order Greatsword is the Holy Special Greatsword, the Blasphemous Blade is the Fire Special Greatsword. We have the standard Greatsword moveset, and a split in our damage between fire and physical. Usually, I wouldn't care much for split damage. Many important bosses are susceptible to fire damage, but many others resist it. The reason that this split damage doesn't bother me much is the sheer amount of fire damage we deal is overwhelming. Bosses that resist fire heavily like Moog still fall relatively quickly because of our great moveset and that seriously OP Ash of War. Taker's Flame may be my new pick for favorite Ash of War in the game. As stated earlier, this Ash packs a punch and can hit enemies at range. After pressing the Ash of War button, you raise the sword up in the air and slam it down on the ground. This ground slam creates a fiery wave that surges forward. That wave of fire deals tons of damage. Luckily for us, the fire damage scales with faith, so pumping this stat increases the Ash of War damage and weapon AR appreciably. But the most impressive part of this Ash of War is the healing effect it grants you. Every time you land a hit with Taker's Flame, you heal a few hundred HP. The sword also grants a passive effect that gives us a smaller amount of health back every time an enemy is killed. This is what lets us make a true easy mode build. With decent enough defenses and FP, we can just spam Taker's Flame until the enemies are gone while healing through all the damage coming our way. If I was in a lower New Game Plus cycle and focused more on boosting my damage negation, I could have probably walked up to bosses, spammed the L2 button, and walked away victorious. But that's not a fun way to play the game for me. So we'll keep it straightforward and play in a rather conventional manner. We're going to make sure to boost our fire damage with the Fire Shroud and Cracked Tier and the Fire Scorpion Charm. Because this is an Ash of War heavy build, Shard of Alexander is a must. Since we already have that high faith investment for our weapon AR and the Ash, we can run Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength for even more damage. For our stats at RL 150, we had 60 Vigor, 20 Mind to use our incantations, and Taker's Flame, 30 Endurance, 27 Strength, 15 Dexterity, and 60 Faith. This build has been a long time coming, and it's crazy it took me over 2 years to use one of the best weapons in the game. Using this weapon can drastically reduce the difficulty of the game, but even if it makes the game easy, the build is still fun to use. If you want to take it easy and have a fun Elden Ring playthrough in the evening after a long day's work, the Blasphemous Blade is a perfect weapon for you.